Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for being here. As you are joining, put in the chat where in the world you're joining from. I want to know. I'm in Whistler, Canada. I'm home for spring skiing season. It's not the best conditions. Shelley, where are you? I know Mexico, but where in Mexico?
I am currently in Guadalajara, Mexico, which is in central Mexico, the second biggest city. Um, yeah, hanging out in
Amazing.
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara. And your journey, it all starts in Mexico after reading your bio. Where did you initially land when you went to Mexico for the first time in 2018?
Mexico City.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then I never left. I mean, I have left Mexico City, but I live in Mexico now. I'm getting my permanent residency. I currently have my temporary residency, which is a green card essentially. And that's it. Mexico kidnapped me, stole my heart, and adopted me. And I live in Mexico now.
Okay, coming in from Mexico, coming in from Whistler, Canada. We've got people joining from Toronto, Bosnia, Alabama. Stephanie, that is exciting. She said it's not exciting. Houston, Texas. Okay, let us know where in the chat you're joining from. I also put a bit of a poll up because today we are going to learn about why you're not making money with affiliate marketing and how to fix that fast. So, to make sure you're in the right room. Like, are you satisfied with their affiliate earnings so far? Let us know in the poll. Totally satisfied. I'd like more. Or if you're not making any yet. Let's see else. Okay, we got South Africa, Israel, the UK, Georgia, New Zealand, more South Africa, Spain. Wow, wow, wow.
I hope someone from Antarctica comes so we can have every continent.
Not yet. Canary Islands, Dominican Republic, that would be pretty amazing. Okay, everybody is joining. Let us know where in the chat you're joining from. Fill out that poll. I'm going to get started because once you hear Shelley's bio, you're going to be like, Sam, you need to stop talking and pass it over to her because you have so much knowledge that we are really excited to hear and learn from you, Shelley. You're super impressive. So if you are new here to the SafetyWing webinar series, my name is Sam. I have the pleasure of getting to moderate this series that we've been doing now for over a year. I get to meet incredible content creators like Shelley who come in and teach us skills that can help us up-level our own journey as content creators, or what I like to call freedom seekers. So when I am not hosting this webinar series, I have my own podcast and community called The Freedom Lifestyle, and it's all about creating more freedom and flexibility in our lives, which I'm guessing many of you here would resonate with. Shelley Marmor, welcome. How are you
Thank
feeling
you.
today?
Amazing. What about you?
I am feeling pretty good. It's morning for me. I'm on my first cup of coffee, but I'm excited to be able to just intro you. And then I've got a journal beside me and I'm ready to learn.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So if you don't know Shelley yet, Shelley is a former Miami Travel Magazine editor who ditched the office life for the world. In 2018, she visited Mexico City and never left. She now lives in Mexico full time, runs 4 travel blogs in Mexico, and her first one that she started in April 2020 now earns an average of $40,000 to $50,000 per month. Amazing. In 2022, she began teaching others how to make money with affiliate marketing, just like she does. Welcome, Shelley.
Thank you.
We are going to do a Q&A. And so Shelley has about a 30-minute presentation that looks amazing. You're going to learn a lot of the foundations. But then if you have custom questions or if anything's not clear, you'll see that Q&A box right here in Zoom. I'll come back at the end. We'll do a little fireside chat with Shelley and we'll make sure all of your questions are answered. So know that that is coming. And if you are new here, a little introduction to SafetyWing. So SafetyWing is on a mission to build the first global social safety net, starting with a host of products built to support the remote world, including health insurance and retirement plans. SafetyWing's story started with a travel medical insurance product. You may have heard of Nomad Insurance. It continues to be one of the fastest growing products that SafetyWing has, over 100,000 customers, and a network of ambassadors. So Shelley is one of our ambassadors, is how we got to connect with her. You're going to learn a little bit more about how you can become an ambassador and join the other content creators, freelancers, influencers, travel bloggers, many more professions who are all on this mission with us to spread the word because SafetyWing really wants to become your home country on the internet and remove any type of geographical borders and barriers that would prevent others from experiencing the freedom that so many of us get to enjoy. So that's a little bit about us. Shelley, are you ready for me to pass things over to you?
I'm totally ready.
Let's end this poll now as well. Let's see what people are feeling. I'm going to put the results up for you.
Okay. I love that no one is totally satisfied. I love that.
You're in the right webinar.
0% are totally satisfied. Okay, cool. Well, let's get into it then. All right, let me screen share. And okay.
Looks great.
Looks good. Okay, so we're going to talk about why you're not making money with affiliate marketing and how we can fix that. I do a lot of one-on-one client work, and the number one thing I think people aren't doing is the marketing part of affiliate marketing. So if you've put affiliate links into a blog post and they're not converting, and you're like, why aren't they converting? We're not doing the marketing part. So this is really a deep dive into the marketing behind affiliate marketing, but hopefully I'll be entertaining enough that it won't be too boring of a topic. So this is me again. I started my first travel blog in April 2020. No prior blogging experience. And that first year, well, that first partial year, I made $0 as one does. But the first thing I really learned about during this time was something called affiliate marketing. And even though it was the pandemic, what people weren't doing was like travel, but what they were doing was renting Airbnbs for months at a time in like mountain towns. So people, believe it or not, were still making money with the Airbnb affiliate program, even at the height of the pandemic. Sadly, that program closed, but that was my first introduction to like making money from a blog. And I started learning as much as I can, doing as much as I can. I still had a baby blog at the time, but I closed out 2021 with $8,490. Yes, I do track to the dollar. So not bad for first-time blogger, first full year, but I really saw that affiliate marketing works because I was brand new to this and it was working for me. So I really doubled down. And then in 2022, I closed out the year with $272,569. That's 3,100% more money in just 1 year. And if you're like me, coming from the corporate America background, that is, nobody makes 3,000% more money in a year. So awesome job for me. But of that, like 65% comes from affiliate marketing. I do have media buying ads on some of my sites too, but the majority of it comes from affiliate marketing. So in 2023, I more than doubled my income from the previous year. I landed some amazing features. Entrepreneur featured me and the Niche Pursuits podcast, among others. If you need some blogging podcasts, Niche Pursuits is a really good one. So if you were like, why should I listen to her? Hopefully that makes it clear. I know what I'm talking about in the affiliate marketing space for sure. So this is what we're going to talk about in the presentation today, starting out with what is affiliate marketing. So if you're completely new to this, you're not going to feel lost. Why you should start doing it now, not right now, like wait till I'm done and then start. The second thing is the right blog traffic. We're going to get into some search intent and buying keywords, that this is really hitting on some of that marketing aspect of affiliate marketing, the customer journey funnel. And again, if you're like, what? Don't worry, you're in the right place. The next thing is what I think is the number one mistake bloggers are making when it comes to affiliate marketing. Then I'm going to give you 3 quick tips for affiliate marketing conversions, which is a fancy word for sales. So you can walk away with some actionable items today. And then please stick around to the end. I have a freebie for you, and it's going to help you start making money specifically with the SafetyWing ambassador program, of which I am an ambassador and I am also a customer. And if you're also a customer like me too, it makes promoting so much easier. But please do stick around to the end. I have a freebie for you. So let's dive in. What is affiliate marketing? Again, if you're brand new to this, I want to try and demystify as much as I can. I think when you're starting out with anything new, it's a little scary, and that's to be expected, but hopefully this will remove maybe some of that scare. It's essentially the selling of goods, products, and services of others, you doing that selling, and then you earning a commission on those sales. And you've probably already done it. So like I said, if you're brand new to it, hopefully this makes it a little less scary. So here's you and me, two friends talking, and I know we both have sensitive teeth. So I'm like, hey friend, what's the best toothpaste for us with our sensitive teeth? And if you're like, Crest is the best, I've tried all these other brands and they're the best for X, Y, and Z reason. And then I go out and buy that toothpaste brand. You were essentially an affiliate marketer for Crest toothpaste. Sadly, in this example, you did not make any money from that, but hopefully we can pull back the curtain a little more on how to make money doing this stuff. So when should I start? Right now, if not sooner. Again, not this minute right now, but maybe tomorrow right now. So I'm a blogger. I use a lot of blogging examples. So for bloggers, there is an ad network called Mediavine. It is considered a premium ad network. Ads are an amazing way to earn passive income night after night while you sleep from just showing up on your blog. Mediavine is one of the better paying ones out there. They do have two programs now. They just started a second program like a few days ago, but their traditional program, the one that most people are familiar with, requires a blog to have 50,000 sessions per month, which is essentially 50,000 people coming to your blog in a 30-day period. And yes, that's a lot of traffic. But with affiliate marketing, you don't need a lot of traffic. You don't need to hit any kind of number or any kind of metric. You just need the right traffic. Of course, disclaimer here, more traffic generally corresponds to more sales. But if you have a blog post that reaches 100,000 people who don't want to buy anything in that blog post, but that same blog post or a different blog post reaches 25 people who do want to buy what's in that blog post, you're better off with those 25 versus 10,000 because they want to buy. So we're going to get into that more when we talk about the right blog traffic, the quote, right blog traffic. And if you're like, what's the right blog traffic? I'm going to tell you. So the right blog traffic is essentially the people who want to buy the things that you're selling and promoting in that blog post. That is the right traffic for affiliate marketing. Now, like if you want to make money through ads, you want that bigger chunk of traffic, but we're talking about this here. And I hope you're doing both on your blog. I hope you're doing blog posts that bring in a ton of traffic for your ad income. And then I hope you also have this secondary stream of income for affiliate marketing, for people who want to buy things on sale in your blog posts. So here we are again, continuing our conversation. And if you are like, I'm not psychic, I don't know who wants to buy things, how would I ever know something like that? The good news is I'm not psychic either, but we can look at the data that's available to us, and it starts making a little more sense as to what the user, what the searcher wants to do and the intent behind their search. So that brings up search intent. What is search intent? The definition is kind of in the name there. It's the intent behind the search. Everyone who's searching something on Google or any search engine, I'll probably just keep saying Google because Google's Google. So yeah, anyone who's putting something into Google or speaking something into Google, they have an intent. They want to solve a problem. They want to figure something out. So it's what they hope to find from their search. I know that's a little abstract, so we're going to get into some examples. I always have seen that there's four types of search intent, but then I was searching some time ago and I saw a bunch more types. But I know these are like the generally considered 4 types of search intent, although you might, if you look this up, you might see other types. But for the purposes of this presentation, These four are going to suffice to kind of explain what these things mean. So informational intent, it's someone looking up something like, what is SEO? They don't want to buy your SEO course. They don't want to know how to start a blog. They just want to know what is SEO. So they have informational intent. They just are gathering information. Navigational intent is someone who wants to be navigated to a certain place online. So Reddit login. These people do not want to read a blog post on how to log into Reddit. They want the Reddit login screen so they can log into their Reddit. They do not want to buy your course on how to make $1 million on Reddit. They just want the login of Reddit. So number 3 and 4, they have a little bit of overlap, but hopefully this distinction makes sense. So transactional intent is someone who might Google Nike shoes. They only want Nike. They don't want Adidas. They're most likely ready to make a transaction, but it is brand specific. I've also seen this called a branded search where you're searching by brand name. And then the last one, which is like the sweet spot for affiliate marketers, is called commercial intent. This person might look up best sneakers for runners. So while we know Nike is like a big brand in that space, maybe the biggest brand in that space, these people might be opened to like a blog post that does a compare and contrast of what sneakers are available to them. So these are what I call buying keywords. I think other people call them that too, but this is what, I don't know if it's universally known as buying keywords, but these are buying keywords. The person wants to buy and they're not specific to a brand. So buying keywords, again, indicating the searcher is ready to buy something or book, but they are done browsing. They've sort of gathered enough information and they're ready to make an informed purchase. And we're going to talk about what's called the customer journey funnel that'll illustrate this better for you just after I give you some more examples. Because without really understanding this, I think it's hard to understand why some people succeed at affiliate marketing and why some don't. So here is these, again, I'm a travel blogger, so all my examples are travel, but this works across any niche. So buying keywords, best hotels in Paris, best tours in Paris, car rentals in Paris, airport shuttle in Paris, best luggage for this or these people. So like best luggage for backpacking or best backpack for backpacking Europe or best backpack for long-term travel, something like that. These people are going to buy. They have no choice. To solve the problem, to find the answer to what they're searching, they have to buy something. So you can only get a hotel by booking a hotel. You can only get a tour by booking a tour. So they are ready to buy. They have no choice. The only way to solve their problem is through buying. Browsing keywords. What's the best time to visit Paris? Is Paris worth visiting? Paris in the summer. Is Paris expensive? Is Paris safe? These people are gathering information. They are not ready to buy. Now, if you're like, I've seen so many blog posts where I'm Googling the best time to visit Paris and the whole top of the blog post is like telling me the best hotels in Paris. You are going to get the one-off booking from those, but you're not going to make consistent money month over month while you sleep from something like that. In fact, to me, that looks very salesy. So one of the big objections to affiliate marketing that I hear people say is like, I don't want to come off as salesy. And I tell people, if someone has a credit card in their hand and they're ready to buy, it's very hard to be salesy to that person. But when you're like trying to help the person solve the problem of like figuring out what the best time to visit Paris is, and you're like, hey, but what about this hotel? How about a hotel? You need a hotel. If you're going to Paris, you need a hotel. I know you haven't decided if you're going to Paris. You just want to know the best time to visit. But when you decide, you're going to need a hotel. Like to me, that actually comes off as very salesy versus buying keywords. So there's a little bit of like I don't know, people thinking they're being salesy just by marketing. But if you're marketing to the right people, you're not being salesy. So I hope that makes sense. Now I want to talk about gray area keywords, because like I said, I do some one-on-one work with clients. And I think a lot of people think they're using affiliate marketing keywords and buying keywords to make content, but hopefully this will make you see maybe where you're not. And these are what I call gray area keywords. They indicate that the searcher might want to buy or book something, but they also might not want to. So I try to get people to stay away from these. I try to encourage people to go after those keywords that the people 100% need to buy or book something. So here's some examples I see a lot of people asking me what are gray area keywords. Best day trips from Paris, best neighborhoods in Paris, things to do in Paris, and a packing list for Paris. So best day trips, right? You might be thinking, well, they need to book a tour. Well, not really. Like they might be visiting family in Paris and their family has a car and they're just going to go with the family. They just want a list of day trip options for themselves. They might be ultra budget travelers and they're just going to hop on public transportation and go to whatever place looks the coolest that they can access in a day. So that's a maybe. They might want a tour, but someone who 100% wants a tour is Googling best tours in Paris. Second thing, best neighborhoods in Paris. And you might be thinking, well, if they want to know about neighborhoods, then they probably need a hotel. Sure, but people who want a hotel are Googling best hotels in Paris. Things to do, it's a little, things to do can be a more of an affiliate keyword, I think, than the other ones, because if your list of things to do includes things that are tours, there's no problem with like putting like best things to do in Paris, number one, take a day trip to Mont Saint-Michel, and you might be promoting a tour to Mont Saint-Michel at that point in time. So this is again a maybe and a maybe not. And then the packing list, this comes up a lot for travel bloggers. I have an actual example that I'm going to show you. So this is from one of my niche sites for Tulum, Mexico. This is my packing list for Tulum. The number one thing I recommend on that packing list is a SIM card. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, believe that any traveler wants to have data on their phone while they're traveling. So I fully believe that anyone making a packing list for Tulum should have a SIM card on that packing list, and they should buy a SIM card, and I link to where to buy the SIM card. But the person who 100% wants a SIM card and knows they need a SIM card with their credit card in hand, ready to buy that SIM card, they're going to Google best SIM card. So I want to just interject here and do a poll. I want to see if you think you're guilty of making gray area keyword content. Because again, like I said, I see this come up a lot in my one-on-one work. And affiliate marketing, as far as anything I've ever heard, conversion is a fancy word for turning, let's say, a blog reader into a buyer. So affiliate marketing tends to convert at 1 to 3%. And if you're like, oh my God, that sounds so low, it does. It really does sound low. So imagine if all your content that you're making, thinking this is going to be my big affiliate marketing post, and this is going to bring in thousands of dollars a month. Now, if it's only converting at 1 to 3%, and then you're only making those gray area post content, now you're shooting yourself in the foot, because now maybe only 25% of the people coming to that post have any intention of buying, and then you're converting at 1 to 3%. So okay, a lot of people, 80% say, oh my God, yes, I'm guilty. So I hope that maybe clears up a little bit of why maybe affiliate marketing isn't being so lucrative for you. We have to go after buyers. So I want to give some examples that are from the travel insurance space, because we are at a SafetyWing webinar. Here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Create the blog post with the buying keywords about travel insurance and make an entire post dedicated to that topic. What I do not encourage you to do is randomly put travel insurance links into like things to do posts or whatever post. These will not lead to consistent conversions and sales. So while it's like those listicle posts with like a whole list of things to do, like you pack a lot of content in, when we can do like deep dives into one specific topic and really get thorough with people on answering their queries, they are more likely to trust that you know what you're talking about and purchase from your post. So if you see that little swirly star on the left side, I have a freebie for you. I did the homework for you. I found 20 buying keywords that are going to work for SafetyWing insurance specifically. Stick around to the end and I'll show you, I'll tell you where to get those. Oh, here it is. here it is again. So yeah, stick around. I did the homework for you. Like I said, all you have to now do is make the content, optimize it, get it ranking. And that's only for blog posts. I mean, if you have an email list, promote it there. If you're doing socials, promote it there. But yeah, 20 money-making affiliate keywords to promote SafetyWing insurance. So let's talk about the customer journey funnel. This goes by several names. Buyer funnel, sales funnel. If you're doing a dive into the topic of marketing in general and you see anything funnel, it's probably going to be this. So this is the buyer or the blog reader's trip through the purchase funnel. I'm about to show you. So if you have no idea what it is, this is it. Again, this is a pretty big topic. So if you want to really go down the rabbit hole, there's much more in-depth customer journey funnels with many more steps, and then it funnels into customer retention funnels. And it's fascinating, but for the purposes of this talk, we're going to talk about the 4-phase funnel, which is the funnel that's often used to explain this, especially in a beginner marketing kind of setting. So these are the 4 phases: awareness, interest, desire, and action. And there's our 2 people jumping into or backflipping into the funnel at the top. So they've entered the funnel. The first thing they are at is the awareness phase. So here, I say that this doesn't always come from a blog. It might not always come from you. I think it very often isn't going to come from you, but like using a travel blog example, someone would become aware of, say, a place they want to travel to. I've talked about Paris. I'll keep saying Paris. There's that Netflix show, Emily in Paris. So let's say they saw that show and they realize, oh my God, I have to see Paris before my 40th birthday, whatever the case may be. So now they're aware of Paris. It's not that they weren't aware of Paris before, but something has like kind of awakened in them and they're like, I must go to Paris now. So that's awareness. The next phase lower down the funnel is called the interest phase. This person is going to start researching Paris, right? So these people might look up things like, what's the best time to visit Paris? Is it expensive? Is it worth visiting? All those kinds of things. They're just gathering data. They're still browsing. So remember, we talked about buying keywords and browsing keywords. This is a browsing keyword. For me, this is not the place to promote your affiliate links. A little bit further down the funnel, the desire phase, for me, this is the gray area keywords phase. And the person might have seen like best time to visit Paris is in March. And they're like, okay, well, I have vacation time in March. I can take a trip in March. So now I'm like one step further down in this Paris planning. They might look up best neighborhoods in Paris, 3 days in Paris, or some type of a Paris itinerary, a packing list for Paris. They're just really solidifying those plans even more. These quote unquote bottom of the funnel people are located, as you see, at the bottom of the funnel, and they are done browsing and gathering information. They are ready to book or buy something. So this is the bread and butter of affiliate marketing. These action takers, credit card in hand, ready to buy or book something that you're selling in that post. So again, some buying keywords: best hotels in Paris, tours, car rentals, travel insurance. I really think these are like the big 4. I identify a big 5 for travel affiliate keywords, the other one being physical products. I just ran out of space on that slide. So, best luggage for whatever, SIM cards are a good one, things like that. So hotels, tours, car rentals, travel insurance, and physical products. The number one mistake that I see travel bloggers making when it comes to affiliate marketing is what I've seen called the spray and pray. It's not making your content with this user intent in mind. It's also known as throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And again, affiliates convert at 1 to 3%. It is not a nice number. Those are not nice numbers. So let's position ourselves as best as we can with making content for people who want to buy things. That's why affiliate marketing works for me. I make that content. I don't make any content and throw affiliate links in. So when you're making affiliate posts, before you start making your next post, I want you to ask yourself, is it a hell yes? Is it a buying keyword? Is this person going to book or buy something from my post? I mean, you never know if they're going to, but like, is that the intention behind their search, that they need to book or buy something? Is it a hell no? Are they just still browsing? Are they just still collecting information? And those posts are totally fine. Like I said, they bring in some good traffic to your blog, but they don't bring in great affiliate sales. Or again, is it a maybe? Is it a gray area keyword? And I'm not saying don't make those posts, but I'm saying those aren't the ones that are going to bring in that consistent, sweet passive income while you sleep. So is it a hell yes? Is it a hell no? Or is it a maybe? This is who I want you to picture. When you're like, it's a hell yes, I want you to picture this and look at the credit card. I want you to picture name, surname. That's our purchaser. Name, surname, huge smile, laptop open, credit card in hand. This person is going to book or buy from your post. They are so excited. They cannot wait to do it. Those are the people you want to go after. Those are the people you want to make content for if you want to make affiliate sales. So my best affiliate marketing advice is stop wasting time with the maybes. Again, there's a lot of reasons you would make gray area / maybe content, but affiliate marketing income is not one of those reasons. So I promised 3 quick tips for affiliate conversions. So you can walk away again with some actionable items that you can implement on your blog. These are things that I do on my blogs. This is actually another screenshot from my Tulum, Mexico niche site. So this is something I call putting a feature box into the intro. Now, people Googling best food tours in Tulum, they want to book a food tour in Tulum, right? The only way to get on a tour is to book a tour. So I put these boxes right in the intro. You can see it down there. That's my box, my feature box. And I like to put something like, don't have time to read the whole article, because I just think so many people identify with that. Like, no, I don't have time. You know, I think everyone feels like time starved. So I just think that makes like an instant connection with strangers, because these are essentially strangers coming to this blog post. We're not talking face to face. So I like to say, you know, you don't have time to read it. No worries. I picked out the best one for you. This is it because of this reason. And the reason differs from thing to thing, but this is a dinner and mezcal party in the jungle at a private jungle. And, you know, you can't beat the ambiance of having your own private jungle, and the food is amazing. So I always like to qualify or quantify with why I'm saying it's the best. But the reality is, with this don't have time thing, not everyone wants to read your entire blog post. I'm sorry. Nobody likes when I tell them that. But I like to just, you know, I like to get those readers what they want immediately. People's attention spans are short, so I put these right in the top. Second thing is make sure your links stand out. I have seen this more times than I ever thought I would when I first started doing teaching blogging and affiliate marketing. I just you can't see everyone's links. Like, some people have black text and navy blue links. And I'm like, oh, that's a link. Like, I just didn't know. So it would be sad if you do all this work to make this great content and then people aren't buying because they just didn't see that a link was there. So my links are this mauve-y pink color. This is something I use. I use the Cadence theme. It's a free theme. I do have the pro version, but you don't need it. I don't even recommend it to everybody. I just have it because they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. They had a good sale. So I have the pro version, but you know, I don't think everyone needs it. But this is something even in the free version. It's called highlight on hover in the links menu in the Cadence settings. And when you highlight the link, it hovers with this background. So my links are on their own, this mauve color, that stands out. And then when you highlight or mouse over them, it creates this little hover box behind. So no question there, that's a link. So make sure your links stand out. And if you are like, my brand colors are black and navy blue, that's fine. At the very least, make sure your links are underlined. People understand that the underlined equals a link. So just make sure they're standing out. And then the last thing is using a clear and obvious call to action. So this is mine. Check rates and availability for this food tour. There is no question about what that does. This is not the place to be creative. I know it's like, this is our blog and we want to be creative and make it beautiful and all this stuff. Your call to actions are not the place to do that. So I use check rates and availability for a few reasons. Check rates imparts curiosity. So the person's like, wait, what are the rates? I want to know what the rates are. So that's why you wouldn't put the price of this tour is this, you might put check rates and check availability. Now it imparts scarcity to them. Like, wait, is it booked? Can I get in? Is there still room? Is there space for me? So we need to get people to click through, because that's the only way we're going to make an affiliate commission, is if they click through and then book once they get there. So clear, obvious CTA or call to action to get people to click through. Key takeaway. I hope there were a lot of takeaways, but the thing I always say at the end of my presentations is that I'm not special. If I can do this, you can do this. When I started out, it was only through other bloggers who were openly sharing their income reports and their successes that I was able to see that success like that was possible. So that kind of thing sort of motivates me to keep paying it forward. I was just a person. I made a blog and I kept going with it. I am not special. I had no background in this. Travel Mexico Solo was my first blog that I ever made. And, a few years later, I'm doing okay. So I'm not special. If I can do that, you can do that too. So as promised, my gift to you, 20 money-making affiliate marketing keywords to help you promote SafetyWing specifically. Travelblogging101.com is my travel blogging site. I have so many sites, y'all. So travelblogging101.com/SafetyWing is where you will be able to opt in to the list, and you're going to get the PDF with the keywords. And actually, that's how SafetyWing reached out to me. I sent this. It wasn't 20, I think it was 10. So you're getting a bigger list. But a few months back, I sent this to my my affiliate marketing email list. And SafetyWing reached out to me and they're like, hey, how come we're getting referrals from you for so many affiliate marketers and new affiliates that are actually making good content and making sales for us? And I was like, oh, I sent this one email one time. So this list works, and it's even a bigger list than what I had sent out previously. So yeah, head there and grab it, and I wish you success in your affiliate marketing journey.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Do you need a sip of water or a break before we do the Q&A? There's quite a few here.
I'll sip and listen.
I'll sip as well. Okay, first question. I think this is a really good one about whether there's a golden ratio in terms of the number of affiliate or commercial posts and informational posts. Like, how do you make sure that your site is not just full of buying articles? How do you think about that?
So yeah, I do get that question a lot. It is a good question. I have a million sites now, but I've done kind of a rough estimate, and I have about 30% affiliate to 70%, I call them traffic posts. I can't say, because our Google overlords don't say what to do and what not to do on that, but that's how much I use. And I think a lot of people find that's a lot of affiliate keyword posts. So I don't know if there's a golden ratio. That's the one I use, and Google seems to like my sites. So that's the best advice I can give there.
Okay, so we're saying 70-30, 70% what we're calling traffic, and 30%, which would we call affiliate links, articles that are ready to be monetized.
Affiliate tours in Paris. For me, that's 100% an affiliate keyword. I mean, if you're not putting affiliate links in a post like that, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. But then something like best time to visit Paris, to me, that's really going to bring in traffic, not affiliate sales. So that's kind of the distinction I made. I hope it's clear.
Perfect. Another big concern for some people in the content creation space is authenticity, right? If I am going to create a blog post on best hotels in X location, but I haven't been there, that can feel really inauthentic. So what advice would you have to someone who hasn't like been to all these places, but wants to have a travel blog? How would they go about researching what ones to feature when they've never actually been to the hotel themselves?
So I have a few thoughts on that. One is that that's an ethical question, and I cannot give you advice on ethics. But two, well, actually, maybe three. I think if you're just starting out, I think the big thing that people overlook is that where you live is a tourist destination to someone else. So it's much easier to gather those types of information from where you live, because you can just kind of hop in the car and go there. And it doesn't have to be a big to-do, and you don't leave the continent kind of thing. So don't overlook that for sure. And then the next thing is, when I promote those kinds of things, no, I have not stayed at every hotel. And again, ethically for me, it feels fine. Why? Because I do a lot of homework before I recommend something. This is the exact same thing I would do when picking a hotel for myself. It's the exact same thing I would do picking a hotel for my mom. I go through, I look at ratings and reviews, I compare and contrast prices. I see like, okay, well, this, is located on the beach, where this is 22 blocks from the beach. So now you're going to have to factor in things like transportation costs. Like, I do that in my head, and I never, in any event, unless I have stayed there, I don't say I've stayed there. So again, but at the 30,000-foot view, it's an ethical question. And some people are like, I would never do that. And I'm like, okay, well, then don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to try and tell you why you should. You shouldn't at that point. But, that's a question for everybody.
Absolutely. Okay. So that really is something for you to decide how you feel about that authenticity piece, but some great practical tips, starting with the location that you are in, making content where it's accessible for you to truly visit those locations if that's important to you. I think that's great advice. Let's circle back to keywords, and you might be revisiting stuff that you said in the presentation, but just as a recap, what are the best sources for keyword research to find the correct keywords? And I'm going to like combine another question, which is how many keywords are recommended in a single post?
Where to find them? I have a bunch of tools, but for a really good budget-friendly option, there's nothing better than key search. I think it's 17 a month. I do have a
Do you
discount
have an
code.
affiliate link for that one?
Yeah, I'd have to dig for it. But if you get this freebie, and then you'll be on my email list, and then message me and I'll send you my discount to key search. But if not, I think it's 17 without the discount. I think it's 13 with the discount, I want to say. And then if you buy for the year, they give you 2 months free. For the amount of money it costs, like, I don't really know how people are blogging without it. I think they could be charging 5 times as much money as they're charging. So key search is a big one. I also use Ahrefs, but that's closer to $100 a month. So maybe it's not as accessible for everybody. So that's where to find keywords. There are many other places to find keywords. Some people go to forums, Reddit, Quora, even like TripAdvisor forums. Answer the Public, I think, is the site I'm thinking of. So there's a bunch of ways that you can find them. If you have a Facebook group, if you have an email list, like poll your email list or Facebook group or Instagram, see what content people want you to create. So tons of different ways to do it. And how many should be in a post? I don't know. I have one post. I think my Travel Mexico Solo site has like 250 posts now, but I have one that ranks for like 12,000 keywords. So
Wow.
for me, the sky's the limit. I mean, of course, there's a fine line between like a lot and like way too many. Like, you shouldn't keyword stuff. Obviously, that's not a great practice, but that post is like 13,000 words. So if you read it, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, it sounds like a robot. I mean, I've had people do it, and either they lied to me or it just doesn't sound like doesn't. And that's completely before ChatGPT. I think that post is from like 2021. So that's just my experience. I don't think there's like a hard and fast rule of how many you need to have or anything like that.
Okay, that's helpful. And so as a reminder, we're hearing Answer the Public is a great resource. Key Search, I think that's the name, but you have a discount code for us. So wait until you get that link from Shelley, as well as just polling Facebook groups, really doing your own research about what type of content are people looking for and what's trending, and kind of getting ahead of potentially future searchable content. So now let's get real about what it takes to have a website that is earning $40,000, $50,000 a month, for example. Sometimes when you hear about these large revenue numbers that people are bringing in, then you hear that they're working 24/7. And then you really think about, okay, well, am I willing to work all day in order to make that type of money? Jenny wants to know, how many hours a week do you work on your travel blog? So perhaps you could even just like paint a picture of that one site, and what it takes to maintain it, and how that's changed as well, probably.
Yeah, coming up, it was a really interesting time. I mean, not maybe interesting is the wrong word. Maybe terrible is a good word. But like I started the blog like the month we went into lockdown. And like my lockdown in Mexico was like a real lockdown. Like literally my boyfriend and I couldn't go to the store together. They were only letting one person per store. It was like passenger and driver, one person per car. Like it was like a serious lockdown, and different places in Mexico were different, but that's where we were. And I had nothing else to do, y'all. Like, I was working 80 hours a week, but also I had nothing else to do. But I heard this like quote, because I was also listening to a lot of like business podcasts and inspirational podcasts. And it was that like a plane, and I don't even know if it's true, but a plane uses like 70% of the fuel for takeoff. And I just kept thinking of that, like, just going to use all the fuel for the takeoff. So I was, that first year and a half, I was working obsessively on the blog. If life was different, would I have? I don't know, honestly. I mean, I want to say probably not, but I do kind of get obsessed with things like that. So that was to get started. And I think it's why I saw success fast. But what do I work now? Not much, not a lot. Depends on the week.
What's not a lot?
I don't know, 10 hours, maybe. I don't know. It depends. Like I also take a lot of, I probably only work 6 months a year. But I do have a team.
Amazing. Okay. So what I'm hearing is it was a period of going all in on something.
Yeah.
And you were fine with doing that because the opportunity cost of what you could be doing at that time, there wasn't much to replace it with. And so it was natural for you. But I think there's something to be said there about these periods where we just really focus and go on a bit of a sprint and maybe make some sacrifices in our lives for that future freedom and that future period of revenue and ease and all the things that we want. It's a new quarter starting next week, April 1st. So potentially it's time for some people to just, focus, and then summer comes and maybe you can relax. So I think that's great advice. Let's do some quick ones now. Charmaine wants to know, what plugin are you using for the highlight box?
It's not a plugin, it's the theme. It's Cadence theme. And other themes might do it. I just only use Cadence.
Okay. And that's what actually Orit was asking. What is the name of the link theme? Is that what it is?
I don't know if link theme is the right terminology, but it's my site's theme is called Cadence.
Cadence. Okay, Cadence. Perfect. What's another one? What sources provide the best commissions? Compare Commission Junction versus other. What's your favorite?
If you're a travel, hi Jenny.
Hi Jenny.
If you're a travel blogger, Travel Payouts is the way to go. Everything falls under one umbrella, and they give you the same commissions as you would get through direct programs. And it's all travel blog stuff. It's all travel stuff. So with something like Commission Junction or CJ, they have affiliates for clothing, for book of the month, for I don't know, whatever else they have affiliates for. It's everything. It's every category. But what Travel Payouts did was just make it travel. So you can go on there, you can go into Viator. That's the one I recommend for tours. You can get into Discover Cars. That's the one I recommend for rental cars. There's a bunch of different ones on there, and they all fall under the umbrella of Travel Payouts. You only have one login, one dashboard. What's really cool about them, and I think this is big for people, especially if you're starting out, like once you get that first payment, you really feel invincible, and it does not matter what that payment is. My very first payment was from the Airbnb affiliate program for $77.10. I remember that number to the cent. I was paid in the very beginning of 2021. So I still remember that exact number. And literally, it could have been 77 million. I felt invincible. So what I love about Travel Payouts is that a lot of these programs, if you're in their direct programs, they have minimum thresholds. So a lot of them are not going to pay you till you hit 200. So it's Travel Payouts, I think it's 50. It depends what you're using as your payout source, but you're going to get that payout much faster. And I really want the new people, or even if you're not new to blogging, if you're new to affiliate marketing, I need you to get that first payout. Believe me, it's going to change like your mental trajectory.
And so much of it is mindset and that resilience to stay in the game long enough to see the progress. And sometimes when we make that first piece of income and self-employment income, it can be so empowering. And it sounds like that's often what we need, right?
I think so. Like once you see it's possible, and trust me, it does not, $77 is one of my smallest payouts ever. But like I literally felt unstoppable.
It's a good amount of money. You can get a lot with $77.
I felt like well, that's before taxes, $77, but it felt like magic. I don't know. I can't explain it, but once it's a proof of concept, I guess. So I like Travel Payouts for that reason.
Amazing. Okay. I know we talked about that there's no golden rule in terms of the number of keywords, but people really like to have targets, right? What kind of plan should I put myself on if I want to achieve the level of success that you've achieved? So, do you have any advice on the number of posts that we should be putting out per week to see progress? What was your experience in terms of just quantity of content?
So one of the first things I learned was that blogs don't operate the same as YouTube. So I think some people in the content creation space have this like preconceived notion because YouTube is really big on the consistency. Blogging doesn't really follow that level of consistency. Obviously, the more content, the better, because I tell people like, you don't really know what's going to go viral, so to speak, with your blog. And I think it's called Pareto's principle. It's the 80-20 rule, where 20%, and this is not just me, this is everybody. This is something you'll see if you start listening to big business podcasts too, that 20% of your work is going to bring in 80% of your income. So 20% of my blog posts brings in 80% of my income. I mean, the numbers might not be exact, but you don't know what's going to go viral. You don't know what that 20% is going to be. So like the more content you can create, and good content, not just content for content's sake, because that's not going to help you. The more good content you can create, the more likelihood you have of that first thing going viral, so to speak. But the big thing is you cannot burn yourself out. Like if you realistically can only do one blog post every 2 weeks, then that's what you must do, because burning out is going to lead to stopping. So you have to really be realistic with yourself. Everything I know about blogs says that it doesn't operate the same as a YouTube channel. So consistency isn't as relevant, let's say, but don't let that be like, oh, well, I'll just post once a year and I'll be successful. Like probably not. But also be super realistic with yourself, because burnout is what you don't want.
Okay. No, we don't want burnout. That's good. So creating a plan that you can stick to, and then probably building some systems into your plan so that you can have more efficiency. Are you using tools like ChatGPT? You mentioned you have a team. Are there any like pro tips on creating more content with less time?
I mean, there are obviously all kinds of ChatGPT and ChatGPT adjacent tools. That's another ethical one. And I will leave ethics in every individual person's capable hands. We use it sort of. I always reread the content because my writer, my primary writer, she's never been to Mexico. So like I have to read through everything with an editorial eye. So sometimes honestly, like I'm like, I could do this faster than me editing this stuff. I could write this faster, but obviously like I can't do everything. So you pick and choose what you're going to do. But people use it even just, they say to get inspiration, or to give you ideas, things like that. You know, I think it's great for that reason. I personally have really never used them, but that's just me. But yeah, they are used to an extent on my sites, but only since this year. All of my stuff pre 2024 is just all like human stuff. And it is
And
a
you have a
slower,
team.
yeah, I do. But it is a slower process, but like I think it also gets done right the first time. You know, the chat GPTs have limitations. That's why I love that people are using them to get ideas. But like to write full blog posts, I don't think there's too many people out there like, hell yeah, go do that. You know, I don't think that's appropriate either, but a
It's
little bit of
getting easier
that's
to spot as well now. You can
uh
sometimes tell when like a message has been written by someone else, or even I'm in the podcasting space, people will use AI to do podcast summaries, and it's starting to become more and more obvious what was used by AI versus a human. So up to you how you want to do that.
sure. Yeah. But yeah, don't rule it out. I would say don't rule it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, amazing. I think this will be our last question, but I think I'm able to fit two people's questions into one. And so, of course, the goal and what would be amazing is to be ranking on page one, where you get pure organic traffic, you're creating content, eyeballs are going to it. And of course, there's a sense of buying keywords, but sometimes that can be quite competitive, quite expensive. And so let's end with marketing and distributing our articles outside of just organic reach. A couple people had some questions about that.
So this year I've hired a Pinterest manager. She's doing my Pinteresting. My site, well, I don't know if this kind of falls under organic or not, but my site was just approved to the MSN partner program. I think that's what it's called. So I'm syndicating to MSN. I'm also learning Flipboard. Those are the big ones I know outside of social. I don't do social media. I will not do social media. I have come this far without it. I'm not saying I can't say never, but like I'm never going to do it. I might hire someone to do it
Like you're
one day.
literally not on Instagram or TikTok or anything.
I love TikTok. I'm obsessed with TikTok, but I don't post to TikTok.
You're a consumer. Got it.
I'm a consumer of TikTok. The other ones I don't really use. I do have a Facebook group, but for my students only. It's a private group. So I'm not really the one to speak on socials. But what I can say about socials is socials like to keep people on socials. They do not like sending people to your blog. But Pinterest is a good one. Flipboard is certainly like in the conversation this year. I had really never heard about Flipboard too much, probably till the middle of last year. A lot of people are having great success with that. But really, like, what I would say if you really want to do something is get people onto your email list. Start an email list because those people love you. If
Most
they
people
stick
love you.
around, they love you. And that's the lowest hanging fruit, so to speak, of people who will consume your content and buy your digital products, maybe when you make them one day. So that's really like what I would focus on over socials.
Okay, amazing. Great advice. And on the note of getting on email lists, you can see Shelley has an amazing freebie for all of you, which is going to be really helpful if you join our ambassador program and start making affiliate income from SafetyWing and from referring our products to your community. So we have included a link to join the ambassador program right there. Step one. And then, of course, go get your free keywords from Shelley, where you're going to learn how to include those in content. Shelley's doing a great job in our ambassador program, so definitely take advice from her. And this webinar will be on our YouTube page in just a few days, so you can rewatch it as many times as you want and go through the details, as well as get caught up, because we've had amazing content creators, many in the blogging space, so you can go see their different style and just add all this advice to your toolkit Thank you again, Shelley, so much. You're amazing. I'm so grateful that you came and shared all this knowledge with us.
Thank you for letting me share. Thanks, SafetyWing.
Bye, everybody.